The following video is being presented very light-heartedly. It is not a video with much weight to it. However, when you look back on your first 3 weeks with a video game, when you're making a top ranking of all your Switch games you own, and you can't slide a game any lower than Metroid freaking Dread, and you have to call up Mario Wonder to contain it, you gotta make a Getting a Pulse video. You have to tell the story. It's not really a good idea to touch your top 10 lists or anything like that when you're excited about a game and it's new and you're riding that beginning high. But oh my goodness, this little feeling of, man, I really can't bring it any lower than the A+ games, my top 10 games of all time material things. And the funny feeling of seeing it touch my S-tier games and having that little bit of remorse when I remove it gives me a very, very funny feeling. Because I can't let it be that high, certainly not now, certainly not so early, certainly not knowing as little as I know about the game, because Anton Blast is a game I've been very nervously passionate about for around 20 days now. The soundtrack found me and just took me out during one of the worst, most infuriating, and diabolical work situations I've ever been in, and it inspired this crazy, volcanic sense of fun and relief as I just went right home, downloaded the game, and started to break things with hammers. While screaming, it was wonderful. I was stunned immediately by how fun and how crazy it is, and just how over the top its commitment to sensory overload is. And beyond all that, it is just shockingly stylish. It is so cool, it is so vibes, it is so up my alley, it's so saturated and expressive. However, I am bracing hard for the potential of another shoe dropping and taking it out of my life entirely. Allow me to tell you a tale that repeats like a disgusting poem verse by verse throughout my 20s. It has to do with things that I like. It keeps dragging disgusting topics like pedophilia, the defense of sex pests, and hate speech into my hobbies. Because in this world, many other people also have a soft spot for stories about big, funny, sarcastic demons and assholes who have a little hint of a golden heart in them. The Disgaea series. Oh my god. The Disgaea series of RPGs was honestly one of my greatest video game loves of all time. The moral subversion of taking place in hell, it wasn't like Vivzy Pop shows like Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss. They weren't saying slurs. When they said moral subversion, it was a world of lazy, horny, selfish bastards who just, wanted to eat chips and play video games, but then learned how to be better people. It was a vibe that I loved. They weren't doing weird things. They weren't being creeps. They just happened to be, flawed and goofy. It was so sarcastic. It was so raw. It was so up my alley. It really helped me connect with story in games. Until, like a frog in boiling water, I slowly began to notice, why are there so many, kid characters in the background of these games? Why is the white mage generic character, why is she designed that way? And why do they keep putting kids in the cast? Why are there so many, why do they draw them that, why is this, oh, this artist is a raging fucking lolicon. It took me so long to realize it. Not the good designs, not the designs that I liked, but you put on the glasses and you see it everywhere. Oh my god, it's like Etrian Odyssey. I didn't notice it until it was so late, and oh my goodness, slowly, painfully, I left the building, I put the games away, and I said, maybe someday I'll be back, but not now. I care far too much. I cannot have this. But this tale, that weaves throughout all time and it echoes like a brilliant dance. It never goes away. Just this winter, I got so into Devil May Cry for like 3 weeks. Oh my god, I got myself a copy for Christmas and I played it and I started the year with it, and I love Dante so much. He's just, like I said, he's just like a sarcastic, mean, powerful, like asshole demon guy with a little bit of heart of gold. I liked him so much. He meant so much to me. And then, not even 3 weeks in, I learned that the voice, like the face, the mocap, the almost everything about Dante from 3 on is a freak. Like a freak. An active freak who is going around like being like, I think Vic Mignonia should get back into voice acting. I don't think it's bad to be a sex pest. Like, he is a freak. He's terrible. I was reblogging GIFs of him doing stunts and mocap stuff on Tumblr because I thought it was so cool that Dante was a real dude. No, like, he's been removed from the series. He's a freak. I haven't ruled out going back to Devil May Cry because I really like the series, and 3 started so well, and I really like 1, and I want to play Devil May Cry. Like, I think maybe it's salvageable, but to be in the skin of Dante with the soul of this freak is just like, it's really uncomfortable, and it's just driven a huge wedge between me and the game. Again, if I were a casual fan, maybe I wouldn't mind, but I was passionate about Dante. I think he's the best. I think he's so cool. There's like a flesh version of him that hates women and survivors. It's just, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And if you want to know my first thoughts about Anton Blast, I am damn worried about this happening again. I really like this game, but there's only one Pizza Tower comparison I'm making, and it is a, unfortunately, meta one. Pizza Tower has this big call-out post going around. It started on Tumblr. It just never was addressed very well. It's been years, you know. It was out as soon as the game got popular. There is evidence about the creator having in his Discord server, maybe the one that he still runs to today, just loads of just like hate speech, Nazi stuff. Like, people went in and found just years and years of just harassment, horrible, gross shit, like creating a literal culture of hate, just a cesspool inside his little world. And when he was brought up to him, he said, I'm not proud of that. Like, okay, you have to do a little bit more than that, because in the game, there are anti-Semitic caricatures of like penny-pinching cheese wheels and native stereotype tribalist things that they never removed even when there was attention put on them. Like, it paints a certain image. And he's friends with the Anton Blast guy. And I haven't played that much Anton Blast, but as I was getting into it, I've had my eyes on it for a while. I noticed things, you know, like the creator posted something in his YouTube, like Anton Blast channel's community feed that was just a joke, like, haha, that feeling when you want to kill your girlfriend. And I'm like, what? And I gave like the hardest side glance and just remembered that. And then I pick up the game and it's a joke like, God, it sure is controversial to be a red-skinned guy these days. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, there's a couple directions I don't like about that. And then, I don't know, I'm just like going through the tenor gifs to post something about it on Blue Sky, and there's a Trump joke in there that some fan made, and it's like, guys, cut the shit. Like, game, are we doing this? Is this what's happening? Like, is this gonna be like a gross community of hate? Like, is that what's going on? Like, is this happening? Because I've been through it. I've gone through the motions. If there's a fly in this soup, I'm gonna take the fly out of the soup, take the soup, dump it back on the fly, and squash it. I'm leaving. I'm not doing this again. Like, I am so tired. I get it. I get that if I go to a big, sarcastic, angry, rude guy game, a lot of the worst people on the planet are going to be there with me. But can we just be normal? I believe we could be normal. Is it possible? It would be so nice to just have a game that's not made by a freak show and doesn't have freak show beliefs. That would be so relieving. Because this is so fun. It's fun. This game is so top tier fun. It has so much aura. There is kind of a big hang up that I think is divisive where the levels are very long. You go through them and then you repeat them during happy hour, which you can't die during, which can cause a lot of replays. And yeah, it's definitely annoying to redo stuff, but it's happy hour! Like, you can't be annoyed during happy hour. It's so fun! Like, the whole concept is so entertaining, and like the whole idea of taking the level, but shaking it up and making it crazy, and like everything is exploding, and god, the music is literally like, I spent a whole month listening to Toby Fox music, like 2 whole servings of Toby Fox music. I was in heaven, and then I heard this song, and I literally thought, oh right, other people can make good music too. It is ascendant. It's such a banger every single time. Like, come on, dude, it's happy hour. You gotta have fun. And likewise, I mean, the whole game is just demanding that you have a good time. The voice acting's so funny because it's so like intentionally bad in some ways, and the whole like Beavis and Butthead thing is so funny, and it's just chaos, but like, oh my goodness, the structure is really keeping me in. It's like a relatively small scope because you have a relatively small amount of really carefully made levels that you replay with Happy Hour, and then there's like alternate versions of the thing with Time Attack and all that, so you really want to enjoy every bit of that, and so far it's all really fun. You've got even mix-ups now and again, like tornado mode and whatnot to keep it real, and it's just very replayable so far. It's just, I'm really savoring every little bit, which is exactly what you want with a somewhat smaller game, and it's just, the bosses are so fun. They're a really good example of that, where they aren't plugged into every single level, you know, it's not like a robot master at the end of every level, but when the bosses come out, they come out. I've done 2 of them, and so fun, legitimately tricky to learn, really satisfying, and oh my goodness, replaying it, getting everything down, it's just, it's so well made. I am really happy with it. There's some stuff with replays, like the Brulo blocks. I don't know what to do with those. They do that Castlevania thing I'm always complaining about, where I get annoyed that, like, I have no idea how to solve this, but in this case, I know I'm gonna figure it out eventually, and I'm sure that'll add even more depth, so it's like, kinda whatever, I don't know. I assume that it's in the shop, and the shop is so useful too. There's so much different stuff to buy, like the Divorce collection of songs or whatever. There's like different modes to go back and do. It's just, you redo these modes and then the currency feels valuable because there's so much to buy, and that's really good. Like, even RPGs can't always get a constant sense that you actually want your money and you need your money. Like, only maybe a third of the Zelda games I've played make me care about rupees, but I'm always really happy to get stocked up on currency at the end of every level in this, which is pretty impressive for a little linear arcadey action game thing. Like, oh my god, it's so small, but it's also so well balanced, and it has this sense of like, I'm doing something, I'm making a serious dent in the overall game every time I unlock something. I've heard there's like a ton of content to do, but it has this feeling of every session is like a 10-minute episode in a really long, overarching cartoon narrative, like Adventure Time or something. I always am happy and satisfied with the session, and I know that I'm unlocking things in the bigger picture and like filling things up in the bigger picture, which is a really good balance of small and manageable, but also very big and kind of grand. Like, there's a lot of stuff to unlock. Reining it in. Gunvolt. Gunvolt was a game that I thought might be really overstimulating at first with all the visual elements and sound effect wackiness. I thought it was like too cool for me in a way, but my friend Liz, like, she said the same thing. She was like, back in the day, like, I would see these kind of gender boys on the eShop and I debated like buying it, but I thought it would give me a migraine, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I get that. But I started with 3. She was looking at like 1. I don't think 2, maybe 2. Man, that'd be fun to play on 3DS. I was playing 3, and like, yeah, that's even more. That's crazy. You're warping everywhere. There's like the purple stuff, katana, nonsense, kunai. It's a crazy, overwhelming game. It's like adrenaline shots, but I definitely adapted, and then Gunvolt 1 felt like nothing after. Like, Gunvolt 1, like, no. That's nothing. Anton Blast is way more overwhelming than even Gunvolt 3. Like, this game is nuts! Number 1, the color is really saturated, which I adore. Annie and Anton, their character designs, they're full of these strong colors and then black outlines and these dramatic shapes and energy, which just radiates just vibes. It's just very, very loud, nothing subtle at all, because this then goes on to impact the whole design of the world. Like, it's just, everything is so colorful and juicy and dramatic and stimulating. It's just like this super, super loud, like, feel something kind of visual style, which it goes well for me. I mean, I'm a Kirby fan. Kirby's not like edgy and like pointy and that kind of thing, but Kirby is just like, you know, loaded with like visual sensory stuff, and that's why I like it. It's so nice, but this is just like very different style. I often think of like Invader Zim or something, even though I don't believe that's on the list of inspirations. It's just kind of why I've come to like Invader Zim's visual style recently. The enemies, the backgrounds, the NPCs that you harass, like everything has so much flavor, which is good on paper, but sometimes is a little bit too much. My neurons, they're very sensitive to this kind of thing because they really like it. But like, if you're sensitive to it, you can be overwhelmed. So sometimes I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like, I have walked away from sessions feeling like, I can't eat anymore tonight. It's just a lot. It's good, but it's a lot. It was definitely something different. I don't often have to say that about games, which is quirky. Like, for example, the way that the card suit blocks, I really like those. The way that pushing the detonator and then blowing up all of the ones for that suit, the way they create these suspiciously blood-looking paint on the walls is outright decadent. I love it. That is perfect. I love that style. It just speaks volumes to me. But it's so much. It's just so much on top of a pie of so much. There's so much to feel with the presentation of this game. It's just, oh my god. Then the enemies, they always have this like stupid and goofy little face if they're the grunts, and it's so funny. And it just makes me laugh so much. Every little thing speaks so much to me. The bosses are like the ultimate extreme of this, where they're so lush. Everything, the attacks they do are so vivid. The designs are so loud. The arenas are so well made. It's just very, very satisfying. Oh my god, wait, oh my god, the animation. They have animations. We haven't even talked about the animation. So take everything that I just said and consider, this isn't a painting. This isn't a manga. Everything about this is animated. It's brought to life. It's not just a CD. It's not just visuals. It comes to life with the animation and the sound design. And oh my goodness, just start with the example. The Crash Bandicoot spin thing, you know? It's like your main attack. You do the spin and you spin your hammer. It has its own throttle mechanic where if you time it well, you get kind of like a car engine feeling where you rev it up to the next level. That is addicting. That is crazy satisfying. That makes you feel like you're seriously, seriously powerful. And that's only the heart of everything. If you want to jump and get higher, you spin your hammer and bounce off the ground and then go, which is just like such a strong sensory feeling. It's crazy. There's just like crates and stuff to break literally everywhere, which gives these lush attacks a lush world to make lush contact with, and it's just all so alive. The jump pads to get between the foreground and the background, even those are fun. They have a nice feel to them, and there's like specific animations and goofy faces that they can make at you when you do it. It's just like, this is dripping with life. It is like the perfect small game because every inch is crafted so well. And then there's Rumble. There's Rumble on top of all of that. The Rumble goes insane and drives everything up to a whole new level of chemical overload. This game is nuts. Every single thing in this game feels nuts, and it's so tied up in this approachable, small presentation thing, which just, it makes it so eatable. It's like a tiny, delicious piece of candy you can eat over and over, and even if like the happy hour thing is kind of like love it or hate it and, you know, fattens up the runtime a little bit, the game itself, for me, it's just, it is exciting, it is well made, it is so fun, and I am a big fan. It is almost embarrassing. I'm the perfect target Unless the creator thinks that I should be captured and forcibly detransitioned in American prisons on federal money in like a men's dungeon or something. Maybe it's a match made in heaven. Maybe I'm super in danger. I don't fucking know anymore with these games. Even taking into consideration that a big, superficially powerful game with a strong vibe and identity is kind of set up to make a strong first impression, this has already been one of the craziest, most enriching gaming experiences I've ever had. What a banger of a game. It feels like being smashed into peanut brittle by a big red fire engine 7 times a day. It's just so fun. If nothing sours the experience, I might keep enjoying this for so long. Just please be normal. I just don't know. I gotta keep up my rude guy, kind of edgy, poking the barriers guard up. Just that's how I've been conditioned. But I love jamming that scream button and running around and having my time with this game. I really am a fan. Whatever happens, this has been one of the most memorable first pulses I've ever gotten on a game. It is a legend of some kind.